And joining us live in the studio at this time to give more perspective on the issue, we're being joined by Awal Rafsanjani of the Amnesty International. Welcome to the News Hour.
Thank you very much.
And Amnesty International earlier in the week released an alarm over alleged abuse of female escapees from the Boko Haram. What do you make of this report, and what do you think should be done to bring an understanding between civilians and the military?
Thank you very much. What we are witnessing is part of the further degeneration in Nigeria. Even during the military regime, civilians that were working with the military formation were not, tortured or brutalized or even killed by some of these overzealous personnel. But now we've seen, due to the absence of discipline and also the anger that many of the soldiers are having for their miserable living condition, what we have been advocating for an improved welfare of our army officers, because it's ridiculous that an army officer in this modern economic situation is, his takeaway is not up to 80,000 naira. According to even the chief of army staff, he had mentioned less than that amount. There's no way you can expose our soldiers to duties that are supposed to be done by civil defense or by even the police. But they are all over in the country, on the streets, doing what ordinarily civil defense and the police supposed to be doing. So that has actually reduced the personality and the courage that Nigerians used to see with the army, and that is really very, very dangerous. So the need to get our security, particularly the army, off the street, because this brutality is not only to the workers of the Ministry of Defense or military formation in the country, but also to many Nigerians, that you see. Just recently, you see areas that they didn't even need to get involved, they found themselves. About a week ago, federal government deployed army, police, DSS, civil defense, and police to Kano for an issue that has to do with Kano Emirates issue, which is under the control or the powers of the state government. Bringing in army to intimidate the people, I don't think it is right. I don't think it is
the involvement of the military in some of these civil matters speaks a lot as to the capacity of these other security agencies, such as. So we should be talking about capacity.
No,
our civil defense and our police force to
no,
tackle
don't say that. The police are, have been trained to do the work. The army are not trained to do the work that has to do with the civil relation. So they have a professional role that they are supposed to play, which is to defend the external, territory of the country. And where necessary, where these other ones are not able to do, they can support them, but not take over the roles and the responsibility. This is part of the agenda to undermine the police in this country. And you can see even from the national budget, how much budget of the police in this country. And if you continue with this kind of attitude, you will not allow the other institution to grow. We need to strike a balance. We need to make sure that, every arm of government, every, tiers of government, every government agencies does what is supposed to be doing according to our law. Secondly, with regard to the Amnesty International also report on how some, escapee of Boko Haram, were also faced with similar harassment, intimidation, and illegal detention by some of these army officers. Again, it is also part of the pillar of the discipline, you see in the operation now. In the past, if you do anything, the commander or the person, that is directing the affairs of those, officers, they will definitely hold them to account. Now, it appears that those things are not, imposed. And Amnesty International is worried and concerned that people who are already victimized, traumatized, now you are also adding, even if you are insulting them, it is something that should not be acceptable. So we are calling on the military to re-strategize and also, play important role that they are known to be playing, and that we also appreciate them because many of them also lost their lives in the struggle to keep Nigeria at peace. But then they must do this professionally, with the courtesy, with the responsibility. They cannot be, rescuing people at the same time, abusing or insulting them, creating more additional psychological, trauma on them.
All right, Awal Rafsanjani of Amnesty International, we appreciate your time on the news hour tonight.
Thank you very much.
Let's go on.